Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I am going to be bringing you guys a video on the best team tactics that you can use in Warzone to improve your team gameplay. Now this is going to be a highly requested video from the channel. People saying, how do I win as a team? Obviously solo is fairly self-explanatory, but working as a team, especially with randoms, can be hard. And this video is going to give you guys the best tips and tricks that can help you make it work with randoms, but especially when you've got your pre-made team of your friends, the people you play with in your squad on Warzone, whoever that may be, and how you guys can get more wins as a team. Now, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to go down below, press that big red subscribe button, help me out reach 1.5k. I am very, very close now on the channel, so your support will be much, much appreciated with that. And if you do go on to enjoy this video and find it useful, please do drop a like down below and let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see from me in the future. Other than that, without further ado, let's jump into the first tip here. So, what I would say, tip number one, by any stretch of the imagination, always has to be communication. Communication is going to be one of the most important things that is going to get you a win in Warzone, because it's going to tell you where enemies are, where your team is, if it's your team moving, more importantly, because obviously you hear footsteps from time to time, you think, is that teammate opening a door, opening a window, whatever it may be. So communication is really going to get you those wins, and getting your communication on point is something which takes a bit of time. Now, if you play with the same people regularly, you probably have certain calls that you guys give to each other, that you know what certain buildings are based off whether it's big red, big blue. That's some of our calls, for example, and we know exactly which building we're talking about, so specialise the calls, so that's something that you guys know, but also make sure you've got calls that random teammates would know, so fairly obvious things like the big blue building, the big red building, fairly straightforward, people can navigate where that is from here. You can also use the compass to call out, so northeast, southwest, or the degrees that the enemy is at, so 210, 140, 98, whatever that may be, roughly give a degree accurate shot, and people will know which direction. Obviously, you've got the ping system as well, which really, really helps with communications. If you have got problems with your mic that day for whatever reason, you've lost your voice maybe, at least you can still ping, and that's going to be something really important. Double tapping the ping button obviously indicates a red marker for enemies, and then obviously just pressing it once is a location ping to where we should move to. There's people over there, whatever the case may be. You can also ping contracts, buildings, vehicles, all that good stuff, so that they highlight on the map so you know where you're going, as well as shops. And yeah, basically that's going to be your very primal basic method of communication in Warzone. Obviously, then using your mic is going to be better. Try to give as many calls as possible. Try to keep comms clear as well. A lot of teammates like to have a chat during the game, which is absolutely fine. But if you are sweating for the win, particularly if you're in the top 10, top 5 teams, try to keep the comms closed, except from calls in where people may be. So I've seen someone over there, I've seen someone here, there's a team rotating this way, shots on that direction, because otherwise you're going to clog up each other's brains with all sorts of different things, and it's going to make it harder. So just concentrate on comms when you get down to those final few teams at the very least, and make sure if you are going for high kill games, you're concentrating throughout, giving accurate calls where you can, and at least if you can't give directly accurate calls because you're not sure where you're getting shot from, give a rough estimate. I got shot in the back there, you know which way you're facing, roughly south, for example. So give as best calls as you can, and if your communication improves as a team, you are going to be able to progress a lot further in the game, get a ton more kills at the very least, and definitely get a few more wins as well, which is going to be really, really nice, and build squad morale massively, which is really, really important. And that leads nicely onto my second point here, which is keeping morale high. We all get annoyed when we're playing Warzone, we all get fed up at times, especially from some of the BS with a gulag maybe, or you know, you get sniped somewhere random across the map by a team camping in a corner with dark rose skins on. Who knows? But the main thing you can do is try to keep morale up. If you're annoyed, mute your mic, have a little rage to yourself. You know, I kind of go for a walk around my room from time to time, just have a little breather, but make sure you get back in the game. When you are called back in, if you've been revived, you've won the gulag, or you're going into the next game, try to leave the previous stuff behind you, get back in. If it is the same game, note where that enemy was, try go back and kill them later on, or just remember where they were roughly so that you can avoid it if they are all set up in a building, for example. But just use it as comms, use it as intelligence, use it as information that you can then build from, and hopefully your team can res you, etc. if you are still in the same game, and try to just keep the morale high up, and you know, stay positive. Remember, you can always still win that game. You can always play very sneaky if you need to. You can play campy. You can play Russian. You can do whatever you want. Just play to your advantages when you do feel like you're a bit behind. Get yourself regained and then play for the win. Just keep morale high. It will always, always help. Now, another thing you can do as a team is use each other to bait. And this is by on purpose. I mean, I don't mean let somebody push, tell them you're going to push with them and then leave them. That's bad teamwork, very bad teamwork. Okay, you want to be pushing together, but you can send someone in. So there was always a tactic on Apex Legends, because it was a 3v3 situation, where you would send in the attack player first, they damage two of them, pull out, get their shields back up, and then go back in. And it's very similar for Warzone. What you can do is send in one player to do a bit of damage. If they can get 3 shots on, perfect. If they can get an angle where they get 3 shots on, even better, because they're going to draw the enemies to that angle. You can then flank or switch out and go for that angle when you're full health, and that enemy may rush if they've damaged the first teammate that's challenged. They might think, oh, he's low, I've cracked him, whatever. Someone may rush out if you've got someone holding that angle with you or holding your back so that when you back up, they can cover you. You're going to be able to bait a ton of kills by doing this, mainly because people are greedy in Warzone, to be honest. A lot of people get very, very greedy. They crack someone, they're like, oh, I want that kill, rush out for it, and you can often trade off between 2 team members. And don't worry if you're not the one getting the kill all the time. Maybe it's your teammate that's picking up the kills, you're just picking up a bit of damage here and there. If you're getting those wins, you will take it in turns to get those kills just by default of playing the game. So just make sure you've got each other's back all the time and try not to compete amongst each other for kills, even though that is one fun aspect of the game. You know, try to work together if you are going for that dub. Make sure you're cohesive as a team, communication's on point, hold each other's backs, and you will get a ton more kills by baiting yourselves out, essentially, but doing it on purpose for a team to push you. It's going to be a really good, effective strategy. Now, another thing you can do as well is fake a car chase. Now, this is a really, really good strategy. Make sure you get trophies on before I say this, because obviously if you do get RPG'd, very annoying. C4 you still have to watch out for, so try and do it in a fairly open area where it's going to be obvious if there's stuff on the pathway. But the main thing you can do with this is get 1 car and 2 cars, one chasing the other, so it looks like on the enemy map 2 red cars chasing each other. They won't know if you're in the same squad or not, particularly if you have a passenger in one of the vehicles that's maybe shooting in the direction of one of the other cars, maybe not hitting it because obviously you don't want to damage it there, but just, you know, giving a bit of a battle scenario, if you like, then other teams may be likely to engage that. You can often see people who'll start spraying at the cars. You can then turn back around, go as a squad, and eliminate them. Really fun tactic. Works really well with the helis as well. Try that out if you haven't done so already. Very, very fun, and also baits out a ton of people. They get very annoyed, so turn your death cams off if you're streaming. But yeah, definitely a lot of fun. Now, another thing you can do as a squad, which gives you a huge, huge advantage, is obviously sharing money effectively. And this is one thing that I see a ton of squads not doing, and I always wonder why. So if you have got the money between you to get a UAV, one's got 500, one's got 300, one's got 3k, put it together, get that UAV up, make sure that you're playing to the advantage of your team, so get your loadout in, combine cash, get self-revives to everybody, get UAVs constantly up, make sure that you're continuously doing supply runs and different contracts there, because obviously the more contracts you rack up, the more money you get, so then if one person does die eventually and doesn't win the gulag, you can buy them back very, very easily, or if they do win the gulag but they're the only person to come back, you've got a ton of money off the first contract they then do, so they can buy everybody back, get loadouts back in, and it's a ton easier to regain your game. So make sure that you're doing contracts throughout the whole game. It will really, really help out. And the final tip here is just to make sure that you are playing to the strengths of your squad. So you'll all have different strengths. Some people will be good at rushing, some people will be good at holding down angles, some people will be really good at snipers, other people will be really good with ARs. Play to the advantages of your squad and know what each squad member does. So when we play by default, me and my squad, we have one guy who's a really good sniper, a couple of us who are good at rushing, and one guy who's good at kind of holding down angles with the AR, really locking in positions. So what we tend to do is rush in, hold that position, have one person supporting with the sniper, one person holding with the AR, and then converge together as we rush in. They try and pick people off. We then push in for the final kills, get a squad wipe, hold down the place we got a kill with. The sniper overwatches, the AR pushes in, then we cover while the sniper pushes in. That, for example, is one situation where you can all work together as a team of 4. But obviously, if you're a duo, you know exactly what each other plays like as well. Trios, the same thing. Just play to the advantages of your squad and what each of your playstyles is, and try and complement each other. A duo will get a ton more wins doing this, and it'll be a lot more fun as well. Now, hopefully, this has helped you guys out with a few different playstyle tips and mechanical tips that can help you when you are playing as a squad. Obviously, some of them are fairly self-explanatory, but some of them there are going to be just things you need to be continuously thinking about whilst playing. Now, if this video has helped you out, make sure you do drop a like down below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you drop that sub. I'd love to have you here as part of the channel community. We're ever growing, and it'd be great to have more and more members. If you did enjoy this and want to share it with your squad, make sure you either share this video with them or send it to them on whatever social media platform you guys use. And that would be really, really cool to help me out as well. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.